I'm Phyllis. I live in my van. Hello, my tribe. This is your girl, Phyllis. You may be asking yourself, Phyllis, why are you wearing that dress? The answer is, because I wanted to. Just trying to shake it up, y'all, and I never get to wear the cool clothes I brought when I feel pretty in. So I'm wearing this for y'all, my tribe. Love y'all. I want to let y'all know what I've been up to since I left the campground hosting job. So it wasn't super eventful, but I did take some videos. I saw some super beautiful places on the Oregon coast. Y'all should go there. If you've ever thought of going to the Oregon coast, go girl, go. It is amazing. So I just have some videos to show you, nothing exciting, just beautiful places, and you'll hear me talking about them in between. So please enjoy the video. Thanks for being here. I love y'all. The first video we're gonna watch is actually from the Oak Lake campground where I was the host. I just wanted to show you this cute little thing with some chipmunks. They are super cute, but they become pests. And I had a little issue with that, and then I'll talk about the next video. He likes basil too. I wondered what was happening to the basil. Bold little guy, he sees me. I'm a few inches away from him. You like basil? Yep, those little critters ate my herbs. A nice lady at a rest area one time had given me some Cuban oregano and some kind of mint and that basil. And I was all excited to have a little herb garden at my campground, and I put them out, and within 2 days, the chipmunks had just completely destroyed them. But they are cute little buggers. But coming up, this next little video, I came back from my other campground one day, and I saw this little baby chipmunk on the ground, not moving, and I thought it was dead. So I picked it up and I brought it inside to take a picture of it. After about half an hour, I saw this little twitch that he made. A little booger was alive. So I put him on a plate with some milk, which you're gonna see, which he did not enjoy. And I tried just dotting my finger in the milk and putting it on his mouth, but it wasn't happening. So I didn't know what to do, and I texted my boss, and she said it was probably heat stroke, because believe it or not, in the mountains in Oregon, it can get up to 90 during the day, and it was about 90. So the poor little guy, I don't know how he got out there, whether he crawled out by mistake or maybe he was a runt and his mom put him out. I hope that's not the case. So he's sitting there and just baking in the sun, full sun, 90 degrees, and at that elevation, the sun's more intense than say like Texas, where I'm from. So I put him in that shoebox on my bed and put my fan on high, my roof vent fan. And about 10 minutes later, he just started scurrying around. So that's this squirrel. So I waited. I didn't want to put him back out, even though he wouldn't take any fluids. I thought he's better off being cool inside my van than just put him out baking in the sun again. And I knew where he came from because I saw their burrows. So I waited till the sun went down, or was where the sun was off the burrow, and I put him right next to the entrance. And I looked out 10 minutes later, and he was gone. So I'm hoping that his mom brought him back in and not a bird picked him up, which is what one of my neighbors said. So, yeah. But a bird would have gotten him, before. Who knows how long he'd been laying there on the ground before I found him. this lighting is not good for me. Y'all do not want to sit in the sun. It's not that bad here, but I am in Nevada in the high desert and it's a tad warm. Cheers, y'all. That's good water. When I was waiting to start my camp host job, because they kept delaying the opening, I stayed about a week at the West-South Twin campground in the Deschutes National Forest. It's on the Wickiup Reservoir. And when I left Elk Lake Campground, where I was the host, I went there for a few days, more than a few days, because they have dispersed camping right outside of the campground. So that was super awesome. It's a great spot. If you're ever in that area, you should definitely try it out. From there, I went west. I wanted to see the coast. So the first town I hit was Florence. And everywhere around there and up the coast too were wild orchids growing just on the side of the road. So I picked some flowers, had a little flower arrangement. I mean, maybe I shouldn't, but they're everywhere. Those orchids grow like weeds. They were beautiful. And just east of Florence is actually a rainforest, national forest. And that's the next video. It was just breathtaking there. It was really beautiful. And when you're up in the canopy where I was parked, I kept having to start my engine to get to power my solar batteries because it was all shade and there's like life in every inch of space in a rainforest. It's amazing. One of the coolest places I was on the coast was Sea Lion Caves. That's on the northern, or central to northern coast of Oregon. And you do have to pay to get in, but I think it was like $15 or something like that. It wasn't a lot of money. And it was totally worth the money. This was actually the coolest place I saw on the coast. It's called Devil's Churn. If you want to go there, you can find it on Google Maps. And it was really breathtaking. I loved climbing around the rocks. The life in the tide pools. I didn't know you could have tide pools like that far above the ocean. You'll see what I mean when you watch the video, but it was just, I was in awe the whole time I was there. It was wonderful. You might notice in all these videos that I'm wearing a jacket or a sweater, and believe it or not, in July and August, it can be cool, really cool on the coast. Typical days were highs in the 60s and lows at night in the 50s, which was honestly super wonderful. I did after a while get tired of the humidity. It bothers my arthritis, but it was just wonderful. So that's why, yeah, July and August I'm wearing a jacket, which was a real treat. I spent a lot of time when I was on the coast on a little town called Winchester Bay. It was super cute, and I'm still feeling the loss of that camp host job. I'm still pretty sad about it. And what I did learn, so I'm gonna look at the positive, is that I like having something to do. I really liked working. So I thought I'd try to find a cute little restaurant on the beach, not beach, but on the shore with a patio and be a waitress. So I found this little store. I'm gonna out them. It's called Krabby's, and it's in this next picture. And I went in there and she said, oh yeah, we're about to be super busy. There's a bunch of big events coming up, and we definitely need help. She said, you need to get your Oregon food handler card and your alcohol server card, and then come back. So she did not say I was hired, but y'all, what does that sound like? Sounds like almost hired, right? So the next day, I did that. I spent a day and a few hours taking those classes online, and spent close to $100 getting those 2 cards so I could work at that restaurant, being a waitress. I'm not proud. I went back and she wasn't there, and they said she was going to be off the next day. So I decided to go explore the coast. So I went south a little bit, and I came back a few days later, and I went back to the restaurant with my iPad to show her I'd done those classes. And she said, yeah, you don't have to prove it to me. I believe you. And she said, well, yeah, I've got some applications, and I'm too busy to train someone. So first of all, you've got applications means you're looking at applications, which means you're going to hire someone, and too busy to train someone. Those two things don't go together. So I don't know what happened, but I could tell right then and there she wasn't going to hire me. And I was super bummed because I'd picked out that little town. It was small, and that's what I wanted. And, I did those card things, and I spent that money, and she just jilted me. And I don't know why. I couldn't ask her why, because she didn't outright say I wasn't hired. But that was 2 weeks ago, and she hasn't called, so F you. Y'all, I tried to do that in the sun with the better light, but I couldn't do it. It's hot out there, y'all. So this is in the same area. This is actually right next door to that restaurant I was just talking about. I saw a man cleaning and cooking crabs, and he was kind enough to talk to me. I wish I'd started filming it earlier when he first killed the crabs. He had just a piece of plastic like that, and he would take the whole live crab and just bring it down like that, and it would just it just sliced that crab clean in half right through the body. So that's all you missed. Maybe you wouldn't want to see it anyway. But that's what this is. You want to introduce yourself for my YouTube?
Hi, George. How you doing?
George is cooking up some crab.
Dungeness crab.
Look at that.
These guys have been cleaned right here. So all that right there is meat.
How long do they cook?
11 minutes when they're backed, like they call it backed when they're cleaned. It's 11 minutes. If it's a whole crab, you got to go 20.
Ah.
Now I got to spray water on it and cool it to stop the cooking process. That's what they look like.
Look at that. Look at that pretty meat. That's pretty.
Yeah.
And when were those caught, do you think, those crab?
Right outside the ocean here.
When?
Oh, when?
Yeah.
Probably about an hour ago.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's fresh.
Yep, that's fresh. Yeah,
Out of the ocean into your belly. So sweet too. When I was talking about how yummy it looked, he said someone who'd been fishing and bought some of these had given them back to him, saying they were about to go and they weren't going to be able to eat them all. They had like 10 crabs left over, and he gave me 2 and cleaned them and everything. So that was very sweet. He was a very nice man. It was very nice meeting him. This is the Umpqua Lighthouse. That's in Winchester Bay. And it was really beautiful. And the tour was amazing. You actually got to go up all the way inside the lens. And you'll see a picture of that where I'm inside that red part. And another great part of that town and that lighthouse is this big parking lot. You could stay overnight for free, and they don't mind. So I stayed there quite a long time, and it was just beautiful. Another cool little town I went to was called Bandon, south of Winchester Bay, and it was really cool. It was, I guess you call it touristy, but what does touristy mean? Touristy means it's a place that people would like to visit, right? It's a place that's attractive, it's walkable, shops, restaurants. I mean, it was a nice little town. I found a cool place to camp for free for a few nights, and the next video you'll see it's a pier where people can go crabbing. You can actually rent these crab traps and go walk out on the pier. I was walking around on the pier at Bandon, and I saw these men had come in from fishing and brought their haul in and were cleaning the fish. And it was super impressive. They caught a whole bunch of tuna and one other kind of, I think it was rockfish, maybe, I don't remember. But man, I hung around there for like 45 minutes hoping to get a little bite of that tuna, like raw. I hinted around, but I guess I'm not the cutie I used to be because they didn't pick up on the hint, or they just decided girls not getting any free fish. Northerners. Wow. Skin them like a cat.
Guns.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, will that work on elk?
What, the guns? First I gotta shoot it. I had my chance at one.
Look at that, oh my gosh. You could just eat it just like that.
And all of a sudden it iced up and started sliding backwards. You make it look so easy.
So you can see that I was telling you about the bloodlines you have to cut out of it.
Yep.
And speaking of, do you want me to start whittling those bloodlines, sir?
I was gonna put Bull to work, but
Okay. It doesn't matter to
he's
me.
better with a splitting maul.
That's right. I was telling him about that. Yeah, Jeff. Okay.
How much do you think he weighs?
This one?
Yeah.
22, 23.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Do I
think
get steel on your knives?
I'm going over there. So I hope y'all liked that video. I know it wasn't much, it wasn't fancy, nothing exciting happened, but I just want to let y'all know what was going on in my life. So I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks so much for watching. Love y'all, bye. And if you want to know what kind of critters are in that milk jug, watch my next video.